Look, bro, I'm sorry, but this is actually super hilarious, and this is why you do not trust leaks, y'all. This is why every time you see a leaker saying, well, this that's gonna happen, this is gonna happen, we'll take it with a grain of
I
salt.
love
They say that because
eating
you're not supposed to
forever.
actually believe everything that you're about to freaking read or see going on right there. But yet, here nonetheless, in the live stream situation, we got exactly a situation where, well, people believe the leakers too much, and then now people are upset, and it's really funny because it's like, okay, they're upset, but they're actually not upset for anything because they're upset over a leak, and leaks are not official news. Leaks are always subject to change. The leaks are not actually accurate, so they're actually upset and crying over something that was never even confirmed or expected in the first place. This whole situation is hilarious, honestly. First, be sure to like and subscribe, by the way. Thank you very much. Helps out a lot. So, as many of y'all have seen, the Wuthering Waves live stream happen today, and of course, they introduced these Prime Anniversary Resonator Convenience banners. So, and they're going to feature like all the characters. But throughout the duration of the live stream, they kind of said that we are going to get this many astrites and so, but we're getting all these characters on rerun banners, but they're not giving a whole lot of astrites. But that's neither here nor there. Really, what people were kind of focused on was this speculation or this belief that they were going to hand out a 5-star character in this anniversary event. Now, why would they believe that, you ask? Well, let me tell you. There are leakers. You know leakers. For those who don't know what leakers are, which you should know what leakers are, but in case you don't, leakers are people who pretty much put out unofficial information. So leakers are people who have inside knowledge or whatever, but inside knowledge is always subject to change. So leaks always take with a grain of salt. And that's why I never really follow leaks. I don't care for leaks. Honestly, I don't even really watch the live stream. I didn't even watch this live stream. I just kind of skim through it. Usually it's what I do because I actually like, to go into these new areas, these new settings and whatnot, just kind of fresh and actually experience the whole thing without having any prior knowledge, because then it feels like a game. It feels like an adventure. I've never really got the whole thing of like getting so deep down into leaks and knowing what's coming, weeks before the update or a month before the update. Then it's just like there's no excitement for it. It's like exactly what's coming. There's no excitement for it. I've never understood it, but to each their own. Nonetheless, people were informed from a leaker that there would be a 5-star character for free that will be given during the anniversary event. Now, keep in mind, we got a 5-star character for free in the form of Zhang Liao, which is a very strong character. We already got a 5-star character for free. When the game came out, we got a lot of free stuff. And throughout pretty much 1.0 to 1.2 or 1.3, we got a lot of free stuff. So it's not as if they haven't been throwing lots of free stuff at us. So I find it really ironic and really funny when the player base starts crying over a leak. This is not even actual information, and this is why you don't take leaks 100% seriously. This is why most leakers do say take this with a grain of salt. Most leakers do say that. However, the people who look at this stuff, read this stuff, they read it, and then they're like, oh, well, I want to believe it this way. I don't want to take it with a grain of salt, so I'm going to believe this to be the truth. Sounds familiar, kind of like how society's always kind of like, well, I'm going to listen to what they say about this, but I'm not going to really believe it or look at the clear and obvious image here, take all these pieces together, and I'm going to believe it's this instead. Kind of like the Nintendo Switch 2 situation. That happened a lot, but that's neither here nor there. We got videos for that. At any rate, this whole leaker situation happened, and everyone got freaking upset on the YouTube. Now, if you go to the YouTube page here, like, you're going to see these comments. This is going to be some of the first comments that we see. They immediately just say you were supposed to destroy the Civ, not join them. Of course, this is pertaining to that. This is a free-to-play player who constantly loses on 50-50s. This is such a pain, not going to lie. This is kind of pertaining to that as well. And that's also probably pertaining to the amount of pools that they're giving us in comparison to the amount of characters that they're giving us as an option. And then, of course, leakers are about to get jumped by some people. This is someone who clearly believed that... Whoops. I don't mean to do that. This is someone who clearly believed that the leakers were giving accurate information, or that they were fully invested in, oh, there's a 5-star that's coming for free that we're getting for free. This whole freaking comment section starts to really get crazy the further down that you scroll. And you see a lot of people talking about it. Of course, you see a lot of people talking about the Resonator being should not have a 50-50. I really don't have an issue with this not having a 50-50. Like, the thing that you have to understand about this also is that a lot of these people who are complaining are free to play players. So don't get me wrong, I'm a free to play player too. Well, I do the $5. We just, as of like just like here recently, we started doing that because I do want to support the company because they've done a phenomenal job with this game. But a lot of these people are free to play. So, and honestly speaking, as a free to play, as someone who has played free to play and does play other games free to play, quite frankly, your input isn't really a whole lot because you're not actually putting money into the game anyway. So Wuthering Waves already provides us with such a extravagant experience when it comes to wishing you get characters, having this weapon banner that is like a guaranteed weapon banner. They already do so many good things for us. And regardless of what they do for the anniversary events, it's still going to remain that way. Plain and simple. It's a better option out of any of these other games. Plain and simple, it is. It's a better option. They do a phenomenal job in that. And for the quality that they deliver, it's pretty darn spectacular. But let me tell you this. If they start releasing banners where there's no longer a 50-50 on the characters, and especially on like an anniversary event, and they have all these characters, and now all these character banners don't have 50-50s on them, they're all guaranteed. Let me tell y'all, the company still has to make money. The reason why Wuthering Waves is as good as it is because the company has to make money to put the stuff that's as good as it is within the game. If the company does not make money, then of course we won't get a phenomenal game like we get here. So all these free-to-play players who are complaining about this, obviously you don't have a whole lot to say. Now, don't get me wrong. Your input does matter, of course, and playing the game free-to-play is perfectly fine with that. Like I said, I play the game free-to-play, and just here recently we started to do the monthly thing. So I understand that, but taking information from leakers and then getting like really upset about it, about Kuro not giving a free 5-star character, is completely out of pocket. It's unnecessary. There's no reason for it. And this is why you do not take leaks seriously, y'all. You never are supposed to take leaks seriously. And now y'all are sitting here crying over it for no reason because you did. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. I hear your voices, and of course, Kuro Games did, open back up the anniversary suggestions on the Discord for a little bit after the live stream because of the backlash or the very vocal response that they got from with a showcase. Now, do I believe that they should add some stuff to that? Not really. I really don't think that they should. I think that what they provided was more than enough, quite frankly. People are complaining about the pools, but you have to realize that all your pools are within these events and stuff. So it's more than just the 10 that you see on the surface. No, there's lots of pools here in the first place. So people are seeing, people just take these things and they always blow them out of proportion for no reason. Now, that's just how society is nowadays, I guess. I guess we see that all the time in gacha games nowadays. And just in game stuff online in general, people just like take everything at surface value. It's just a very. But I found it funny to see how upset people were about this information that was from leakers. Like, it's honestly baffling, honestly speaking, because it's a key principle. It's like 101. It's a leaker, this could be wrong. Like, plain and simple. That's like 101. You should never take a leaker's information 100% as accurate. You don't. You never do that. That's 101. You could take it as 95. Hell, you could take it as 99. Never take it as 100%. It's because it's not 100%. Things are always subject to change. Plain and simple. That's why I don't really partake in this whole leaking thing. I don't really care for the leaking. I'll see sometimes like some videos on X when I'm scrolling through X. And I'll see like the gameplay of a new character from a beta, because of course the betas happen during the update. So I'll see like a character's gameplay or stuff like that, and I'll just keep scrolling. I don't really waste time digging into it because I don't care. It's for one, it's leaked information. So there's always a chance that it can be modified or adjusted before it's actually released. So I don't want to sit there and just, fully commit to this character being this exact type of way. I don't want to do that because that's a waste of time. So I'd rather wait for the official announcement. So that way everything's solidified and I know exactly how it's going to happen. And then, of course, once I get my hands on the subject matter, then we actually see what's going on, you know. But never gonna see me reacting like this over some leaks. You know, you're definitely never gonna see me expecting something from someone from an unofficial source, and then when they don't deliver with that unofficial source said that they were gonna give us, then I get really upset and start crying everywhere. No, that's not going to happen. Does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense, right? What I just described, did that make any sense to you? No, I'm sure it did not at all, in any way, shape, or form. Why would you do that? But nonetheless, I thought this was pretty freaking hilarious. So I wanted to dive into this and just kind of just talk about it for a second, just kind of address it because it's funny. So, what did y'all learn today, y'all? What did you learn today, class? Say it with me. Don't take leakers' information 100% serious. Always take it with what? With a grain of salt. At any rate, y'all, be sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Much love. Holla.
Spikes content.